It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills. And it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Even had a chance, they popped the ball free in the backfield.
Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs, 56 yards. And the Bills take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just had an insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
They'll start by running the option to the right. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, it's Mills. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. O.J. Howard, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. So a great start to this third quarter. They get their second touchdown, and it looks like they'll tie the ball game.
And I think we want to give some credit to this coaching staff, but also want to give some credit to the team because we talk a lot about halftime adjustments. What I'm seeing, though, is a team that's just executing better and playing a lot freer. It's job swarming to the ball carrier.
Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Dolphins and the Silver and Black. And it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Tua going to throw. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in Vegas. Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage. Now, with a short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Second down and goal. Carr. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with a touchdown grab for Derek Carr. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller.
Close range.
Second and goal from the 1. Here's Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A pair of teammates at Fresno State connecting there. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams. And the Raiders have moved out in front. So second and goal there from the 1. They go to the air.
And the perfect down to throw the football in this sequence. Second down is always kind of that, do they throw it, do they run it? They worked it out to perfection on that one by throwing it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Now the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. The kick by Carlson is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar?
Conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Throwing now is Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
So on fourth down, Jones jogs off, and on comes a longtime vet, Nick Folk, for the Pats field goal try. Folk's kick is good, and the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
So on fourth down, Jones jogs off, and on comes a longtime vet, Nick Folk, for the Pats field goal try. Folk's kick is good, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping. Packages, don't they?
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Touchdown, Bengals! Jamar Chase on a touchdown throw for Joe Burrow. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Evan McPherson for the extra point. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all total. And it was Jamar Chase who
worked hard to make it happen.
Burrow on third down. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. Touchdown! Jamar Chase, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, and their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Patriots have come back to make it a 2-point game. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ballgame, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in.
Here in the final stages. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And it'll be a good time in the Back Bay tonight. The Patriots have won the football game. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before.
It's Madden NFL 23, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's all up next.
Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
Improvised, as we just saw there.
Pickett sets up play action. He's going to look deep down the field. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Well, is on for the Steeler field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. Boswell's kick is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Butker's kick here is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead. Go by the wayside on that one.
Boswell's kick is good, and that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back. You light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
From the 35 on second down, Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 35 yards. And the Chiefs have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is down to a field goal. On 1st and 10. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This a 27-yard attempt here. Boswell's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it?
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Finding Hardman, and he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Chargers. And it comes your way next.
White looks to throw. Uncorks one for Davis. And this is caught. Touchdown Jets. Corey Davis, 40 yards. And the Jets get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Unit now. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number.
He did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. They'll run for it with Eckler. Now he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try.
2nd and goal. Now White. Touchdown! Breece Hall from 4 yards out. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. This to potentially send us to overtime. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth.
Out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Here with a tie. And this one is right through. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it?
So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime. Nobody in the books for us, partner. Always great to be by your side. And both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. Let's face it. Any game we get to watch from up for a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. York able to send this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So a lot of opportunities ahead. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
You're here for Cade York. This to get the lead up to 4. York able to send this one through. And 2 field goals now mean they take a rare 6-2 lead.
In order to keep this one alive.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play and getting it.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Denver Broncos. All that and more coming up next.
Play will be a field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good, and the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points. And
Really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The kick by McManus is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Titans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target and goal.
Henry will score. Touchdown, Tennessee. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Titans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points.
It's Madden NFL 23, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
From the gun, Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Now Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. Finding space at the 40. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 75 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Back and 3 tight ends. To throw again on second down. Jackson escaping the pressure. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate. Back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. But for almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely. Treated this like a sudden change. You know, when the offense turns the ball over on a fumble or an interception, before you go out, you get together as a deep.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. James Crochet from 4 yards out as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Giants and the Buccaneers, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 23.
To say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Daniel Jones, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Giants are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Solid finish to the opening drive. And look, when you get down around the goal line, you have to account for his legs. We saw it right there.
Yeah, that's the added dimension to the offense, isn't it? Remember what the offensive line coach told us earlier this week? I told my guys, he's going to run it. We have to make sure he stays protected and give him an opportunity.
Succop's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good. Great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Cameron Bray, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Buccaneers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Buccaneers are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Suckham. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Spot, that means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Steps away to his left. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Levante David. And the Buccaneers are going to get it back here just past the 35. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite hot.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Washington Commanders and the New Orleans Saints just ahead on EA Sports.
They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get sixes instead of threes.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit.
From 33. The kick by Lutz is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won?
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. This for all the marbles. And that is gonna be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And not all W's are created equal, CD. And this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Bears and the 49ers. All that and more coming up next.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. Oh, he's got a little down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, 60 yards. And the 49ers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep
it. Gold kicking against his former team. This one from 46 yards out. The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead. Half 10-0, our score. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. McCaffrey trying to escape, but he cannot. They get him in the end zone, and that's a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Fields on third down. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And this is now a 1-point game. A 10-play drive that time. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to get the lead up to 4. The kick by Gold is good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Keeps the sticks moving.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Chase Claypool, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears have taken a fourth-quarter lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did. Everyone is on the same page.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow! Wow!
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts. Exactly right, and when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery, and he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. What a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone, but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to walk away from this one, and you know what's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again. If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. And it comes your way next.
On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. The kick by Maher is good, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head. It's off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. The kick by Maher is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Here's Goff. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Touchdown! A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And that'll make it 13-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like...
He forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Barr.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
But just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10.
One last throw here for Goff. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw...
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. Coming up next.
4th down, Mariota is off, and on comes Atlanta's Younghoe Koo.
From the left hash, this from 34.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit.
To pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
He'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And some space here. There he goes left side. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Aaron Jones, 81 yards. And the Packers have moved out in front.
And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
A little bit questionable.
The kick by Crosby is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Touchdown, Falcons!
Kyle Pitts,
55 yards.
And the Falcons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, so much for a little 5-yard pass play to your tight end. They made him a deep ball threat there, and it worked out.
Times have changed, haven't they? Those used to be plays that we would clip and save because you didn't see it very often. Big tight end, deep downfield catching a pass. Now it's almost standard. That's a big part of everyone's offense.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Rodgers going to throw. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan. Just
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Dillon will take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went into the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead is up to 14. Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get out.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's coming up next.
A carry for Foreman. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Deontay Foreman punching it in from a yard away.
And the Panthers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward.
Hash, this from 33. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for.
It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff.
You're perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Over the middle to Smith. Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles will add to their 4th quarter lead.
Well, that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Elliott good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. Football here as we get you reset. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. It'll be Hurts on the option. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Eagles have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass.
Happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals. And it's all up next.
Well, because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Prater's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0.
Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
But since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision.
Now the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Prater's kick is good, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front in a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field.
Cook will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Murray. And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Cardinals answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Extra point good by Prater, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Off the play fake, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 71 yards. And the Vikings use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through, all the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet.
By a bit, maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw, Murray. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray taking it in from a yard out. And the Cards have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown and congratulations and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part one is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have...
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position.
As there's so many other options they probably could have exercised in that situation, but they bet on themselves, and it paid off.
Down to a knee goes Murray, as that will just about wrap this thing up.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were...
It's Madden NFL 23, where we'll see a brawl inside the NFC West. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
Continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that from one mat to another, Stafford heads off. Matt Gay gets set for the Rams field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Gay's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
They're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. DJ Dallas. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Gay knocks this one through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6. Well, some field goals are bigger than others, and that one makes this a 2.
Well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush. Back in.
Under pressure, they got him again. Uchenna Nwosu in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount.
It's Madden NFL 23, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Raiders and the Bills. All that and more coming up next.
There to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Throwing is Allen on third. He's got to hook up with Diggs. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs, 26 yards. Well, the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to train.
You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A pair of teammates at Fresno State connecting there. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams. And the Raiders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. 4th and goal. The defense needed one more stand. They couldn't get it.
I just wonder if they were thinking heavy run here in that situation instead of being able to play the pass, and they were beaten on that possession.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. They'll look to run with Singletary. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bills will take the lead here, the final minute of the first half. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Field foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills go up by 2 touchdowns. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming. Their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. A time to see what this offense has. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Bass on for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. And it's coming up next.
It's facing fourth down.
Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
Actually cost themselves some yardage there. Yeah, they got the completion, but it could have been so much more.
Folk's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
On second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Boswell's kick is good, and they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game. And the Steeler field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and you can bump the lead up to 9. It's 15-6. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay. They'll try to run with Harris, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Steelers have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth. Well, we lasted all the way to the fourth quarter without a touchdown being on the board, but here a key one to extend the lead.
Definitely, and I really doubt, though, that that's going to open the floodgates. What do you think, partner?
No, not the way that we've seen these defenses play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been rock solid, but we had to know that sooner or later, someone had to surrender a touchdown, and it happened right there.
Pickett will try to throw for this. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers. Next on Madden NFL 23.
Back to throw, Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson finding Amari Cooper. And the Browns post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Extra point by York is up and good. And Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this fourth down field goal try for the Browns. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they...
On first down, Justin Herbert. Williams brings it in. Touchdown, Chargers. Mike Williams, 28 yards. And the Chargers are back within a score. So it took them a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this third quarter.
And more often than not, Brandon, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points, and not really with a lot of hope, but with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Point after, right down the middle, and that'll cut it.
He did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Browns are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly.
Get him to the line in a hurry. Herbert to throw.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more.
The Chargers here on third. Watson. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
York now for the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. One last throw here for Herbert. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. Probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Extra point right down the middle. Just a few ticks left. They need a miracle. And this will be recovered by the Browns hands team, and that should just about write a finish to this one.
Another one in the books for his partner. Always great to be by your side. And both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. Let's face it. Any game we get.
It's Madden NFL 23, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
Edwards will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 9. They'll run here with Edwards, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone. Oops.
To throw again on second down, Tannehill. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. Touchdown, Titans. Robert Woods, 63 yards. And the Titans are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room.
Got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 20. Touchdown, Titans. And even 50 yards for Derrick Henry. And the Titans are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Bullet good on the extra point, and we are tied.
Successfully.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they take a 17-14 lead. You talk about a big kick under pressure. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Devin Duvernay from 13 yards out. And the Ravens will add to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team is playing, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout. Anticipate that maybe you're going to see a defense that you can make a case that there's 11 in the box. There's just no room. So I'm with you.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Open up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the NFC South. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Sideline and make a catch.
Play action now. Dalton. Downfield, and he's got Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave, 39 yards. And the Saints are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try.
Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now they'll throw with Brady. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. Cade Otton from 6 yards away. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point put through by Succa, and we are tied at 7.
And who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Brady. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No,
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the 49ers and the boys coming up next.
Play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional.
and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. A strong run there, boy, when he gets it, especially around the goal line, like a bull in a china shop.
And none of us ever want to confront that bull in any china shop, do we? Any more than we want to confront him. Got behind his pads, ran with power, and got into the end zone.
They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Purdy now to throw. Forced out to his left. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the 49ers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to.
And try the field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Gold is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
An ideal.
Scott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. The kick by Maher is good, and that will knot us up at 10.
So but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
That is caught by the tight end, Kettle. Touchdown, 49ers. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the 49ers have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Gold with the end. Maher able to put this one through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13.
Better to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Now Gold for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. So the victory here for San Francisco, and I think they might have something in this young rookie quarterback because he certainly looked the part.
I have to ask you a question. Are you thinking
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. And it's all up next.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. They're the favorite, no question. And when they score like that on the opening drive to set the tone, you're the underdog on the other bench. That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't bring the home crowd into it, because you're counting on that to be a part of your equalizer, ride their momentum. But you have to give them some
third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's...
They hand off to their big tight end. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josiah DeGuara taking it in from a yard out. And the Packers have cut it back within a score.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score out. Here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of you.
Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Crosby is good, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10.
Coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second down and goal. Hurts. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that, because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try
and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more.
Hurts down to one knee, and that should just about do it. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other, and they were both hoping that the other side...
It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. All that and more coming up next.
Ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able. Connor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead grows to 10.
And the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now.
He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away.
Prater's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash.
Prater's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills under the lights on Thursday night.
They've been flawless so far. Well-drilled, well-prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
And even 30 yards for James Cook. And the Bills put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
So they get the ball on the opening drive. They take it in for the score.
And how about setting the tone right away? Everyone talks about wanting to do that, but you always hear it in every locker room. First 5 minutes of the game, who's going to set the tone? Who's going to take control? Guess who just did?
Well, now on the next drive, when you score that quickly or you're scored that quickly against, probably feel like
defense, because if they stop them here, I think they've set the tone for the entire game, how difficult it's going to be to score on them.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Kenny Pickett finding Pat Freiermuth. And the Steelers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road, takes him down, throws the touchdown pass.
And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him.
Allen now on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Allen on target there to Stephon Diggs. And the Bills have moved out in front.
On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there on the play.
On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from drawing level.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Extra point put through by Boswell, and we are tied at 14.
It is. I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown.
A touchdown. And the Bills answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches.
Goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter.
We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a fourth-quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
1st and 10, here's Pickett.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety did it.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with...
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you didn't mention 4 touchdowns, right? So...
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC North. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night primetime.
Running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Browns are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore.
And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have
Tucker for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Warning. Now Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
A 7-yard touchdown ground. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Extra point by York is up and good. On 2nd and goal, here's the option.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Ravens are back within a score. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a 3-point game. First, this now from 42 yards out. Tucker's kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our fourth quarter tie.
York able to send this one through.
And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. It's to overtime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks,
it puts a little doubt in the minds of the head coach who has the football, I'm sure. Do we go for it here? Do we take the 3 points and continue to play on? Because you know he wants to get in the end zone. That ends the game. But I've been on the defensive side before.
Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This to potentially get out of here with a tie. And he got it. It's good. They answer with a field goal of their own to send this game into sudden death. Well, this one certainly has not lacked for intrigue. Let's keep playing.
They don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Rolling to his right. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones, sometimes you get great ones, and that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, we're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get it.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Saints and the Niners on Thursday night.
Field goal from the right hash, this from 44 yards out. The kick by Gold is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Gold is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. The kick by Lutz is good, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. Change that right here. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. Touchdown, Saints. Michael Thomas, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Saints have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. The drive
on the perimeter.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's the option play now to the left. And oh, he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And some room to maneuver. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring them indeed with that score alone. Lutz with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Awesome.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on third. They had more guys than they could block. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're
the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Cardinals and the Birds under the lights on Thursday night.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Murray. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead it 7-zip.
Fourth down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now.
This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
I believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The kick by Elliott is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So no problems at all on that one, and you know, virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream.
Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Prater's kick is good, and that'll bring them back within 4.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter. This is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. With 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we...
All right, so we skip the rest of halftime.
Get down. To throw, it's Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Cards have cut it back within a score. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times. Back to him.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Cardinals have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Prater for the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They're going for it with the option right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, 14 yards. And the Eagles answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Now Murray's got to have this one. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
was, and the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a couple teams searching for their first Super Bowl. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
To the air, Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Gabriel Davis, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose. There, they forced the incompletion.
York able to send this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
An ideal fourth.
The kick by Bass is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. They'll run with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in from a yard out. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front? Give him at least a stalemate in order to find that space.
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they?
Extra point by York is up and good.
And we are even at 10 apiece. And again, it's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Gabriel Davis as the first half is winding down. And the Bills have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
Remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
Let's go for the touchdown and try and slam the door.
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been
in goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Chubb on the counter. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown of the night.
And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Spot here for Tyler Bass.
This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Bass is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
I'm rushing the quarterback and making him move away from his throwing arm. That makes it a little bit tougher to get it downfield.
One last throw here for Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Oh, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Browns come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
One final shot. They'll look to throw. That is caught. Touchdown, and no time remains. And they're an extra point away from winning this football game. The kick is good, and can you believe this? They win it with zeros on the clock. Well, this was a game we'll have in the memory banks for a while. The winning touchdown at the end, and then they had to get that extra point. You know, the knees were shaking, but he put it through, and boom, a dramatic victory.
And just remember, prior to 2015, that extra point almost...
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it comes your way next on EA Sports.
Field goal would feel very disappointing, but I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, a 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
The underdog here showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you, somewhere along the way, the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today.
They're on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Throwing is Hurts.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Devontae Smith.
53 yards.
And the Eagles respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end and drag it to make sure he gets it done.
Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. Touchdown!
Quez Watkins
from 8 yards out.
And the Eagles have taken the lead.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down without running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts,
a 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down. Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack.
Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff, and it should be an epic one now, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, CD. All eyes on the AFC champs. A lot of folks out there in Ohio have waited a long time for this night. What a story. The Cleveland Browns, their first Super Bowl appearance ever.
It's a franchise and a fan base that's certainly been through a lot. Losing seasons, plenty of drama, a lot of failed expectations. At one point, they were winning plenty of titles in the NFL, but you have to go back to 1964 for their last one. Pre-Super Bowl era, when they beat the Baltimore Colts 27-0.
Meanwhile, it took until Super Bowl 52 for the Eagles to lift the Lombardi Trophy for the first time, and not too many players are left from that squad 5 years ago, but this new group is looking to write a new chapter of Eagles lore.
Yeah, we certainly all remember that performance in the win over New England. Nick Foles throwing for 373 yards, catching the Philly special that will go down as one of the most iconic play calls in Super Bowl history. Now they're back and looking to make it 2 titles in 6 years.
The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them out, the third-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
I think we all heard about it in the offseason. There were many questions asking if Philadelphia might consider bringing in another quarterback to replace Jalen Hurts. He answered emphatically, "This is my team," and he led them to a Super Bowl appearance. A well-deserved moment for this quarterback, who just kept his head down, kept working, and eliminated all the noise.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And Sanders has got it complete.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Myles Garrett, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Up the middle they go with Sanders. A 4-yard pickup that gets them going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl.
Striking first in any game is very important, but on this stage, the biggest of stages in the Super Bowl, that's huge.
You fully expect the other team to battle all the way through, but when you're the one setting the pace, jumping out in front, that has to feel great for the entire organization.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. They'll be led out by Deshaun Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson and already has 3 Pro Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
And we all know about the Browns' quarterback history. All the starters haven't worked out in Cleveland since the franchise was brought back. Yet in only one season, Deshaun Watson, he's finally given his franchise a quarterback who could lead them to their first Super Bowl. Even by his standards, he's exceeded expectations since arriving in that trade with Houston.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their own 23. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt.
That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Watson. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
That's an early scrambler can be viewed positively on either side. It's a point of view. It begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off of play action, it's Watson. And his throw is incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Watson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
No doubt about it. Really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Watson, off play action. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on third down. Now it's Watson. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right. Well, that is not what you want to see from him on the big stage, obviously. And he's been so reliable all season long.
A big part of why they've gotten here to this game. But you have to wonder, will this haunt them later as the Super Bowl progresses?
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
This will be caught by Brown.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Someone sharp in this game. He had a touchdown pass on the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
They go play action with Hurts.
This is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. 23 yards on the play. And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
They'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge game, but It shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Hurts going to keep it again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
They'll try to run with Sanders. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this, and in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Browns drive about to get started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Watson's throw hauled in by Bell.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 2nd quarter.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the 1st.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. And that's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line.
They'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Watson now to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him.
Well, they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle.
Still 3rd down.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now Watson. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side, a little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on second down. Watson. Another completion here to Hunt. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll leave him with third and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on third down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
On first down, it's Watson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough at run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing on third down, Watson. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this fourth down field goal try for the Browns. York able to send this one through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
He sends this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Hurts. Throw left side, complete. That's Watkins. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, and he cannot pull it in.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Sanders. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
Got a man, it's Brown.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown.
And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second down and goal. Hurts toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches.
Third and goal, a big play in the Super Bowl. Hurts sets up to throw it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
That's a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. The kick by Elliott is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On second and goal, Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Watson.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A final shot before the break. Watson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this one is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay. And now it is time for the Goat Bowl Halftime Show presented by this random TikTok ball found.
Day and night. What? I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind. What? I look for peace, but see I don't attain. What I need for keeps the silly game we play.
Longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Now it's Watson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super Bowl record. Makes me think of my old college teammate, Reggie White. He had 3 with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. Darnell Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ely, 3 sacks for the Panthers against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl 10.
Wearing the golden high tops as well. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Watson off play action. And that That is incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
The Browns send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He'll take it at the 42. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle here to Brown.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And once again, this is Sanders. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now Sanders to about the 26 here. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now back to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. Back to throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Cleveland offense making their way out. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Watson on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson. Now he's flushed out left.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 30 big ones. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
On first down, Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Linval Joseph breaking free and dropping it. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble is 6, but now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
A 53-yard attempt.
York able to send this one through, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
They start on the ground here. It's Sanders. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Jordan Elliott.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one. It might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Sanders. A little juke. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ballgame.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hurts going to keep it again.
And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. There he goes, right side. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those.
And now, as with every potential turnover, we're going to take a second look at this.
After reviewing the play, ruling on the field.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Hurts gets this to Sanders.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
Hurts.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
At this point, this offense feels like they can just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end, not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sanders.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dope it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Sanders. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy. Here at Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl, time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi Trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. And it'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Elliott now to have the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The football going back over down to the Cleveland Browns. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi Trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. That one caught by Felton. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 27 yards there, a 1st down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To the air yet again. Watson drops it off for Chubb.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Watson on third down. Dancing away at the 35. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Now this is a feeling I can relate to all too well. Deflation on third and short. Excellent coverage, took away all the short routes, but the one person who wasn't accounted for, the quarterback, and he used his legs to hot-foot it for a first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's Watson. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. Touchdown, Browns. Deshaun Watson on target to David Njoku. And the Browns get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Now Cade York for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. He sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd down, back to Sanders. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Another run with Sanders. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now they run the option on 2nd down. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is 3rd and 4. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. To throw is Watson. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Watson. And now another one thrown incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. The guy's man complete. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. That's complete to Bell over the middle. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson right back to Bell, and it's caught once again. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
This has been a rough one to put it mildly for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Pass interference. Defense.
So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Back to throw, Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. York on now for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Second and 11 now. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with third and 11 coming up. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there. And